So what's your name?
My name is Carlos. I'm project manager here at ES Windows.
What do you typically do in your role?
Well, I take care of the clients, all technical parts, quoting, I help them, I check shop drawings. Basically, I'm that key connection between client and factory and production because I'm related to, on the production side, lead times, quoting, and just helping the client to have the best experience and products for their clients.
And obviously, client to you is somebody like myself or a distributor who's buying the product. You're the
Dealerships,
direct communication between the company and the window supplier in Miami, in the world, in the United States. As you guys are continuing to grow, which is awesome to see. So how long have you been with ES for?
For right now, almost 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome. What's your favorite part about what you do here?
Well, that's a complex question. It will depend, like really dynamic work. People can think, well, you are only quoting, helping with technical things for your clients. But when you are in this part and you focus like in product lines as me that are more focused on the prestige, that is high end, is the way how you can do crazy things for your clients because technologies, the architects evolve. They want bigger size of openings, more glass, less aluminum, or crazy shapes. So that's where you need to involve with the certification to give the best product for that client and the best way to quote it and install it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's important to have a good relationship with the representative because, as you said, we're dealing with an architect or a homeowner who wants to achieve something that, let's just say, a company doesn't currently have or is not very common. So it's important to have that relationship to where it's like, if I have a question, I have a need to that homeowner, to that client of mine, I'm the professional, and having a good relationship with someone like you who's able to get me those answers makes me look like a shining star to those people. Let's jump into different product lines. What are the different product lines with ESW in Miami, South Florida?
Yeah, so I was gonna start from there. For the Florida market, we have 4 product lines. So the baseline is gonna be the Multimax. It's our low-cost products, aluminum. They use a 2604 paint that will give you 10 years of warranty. The glass will be 516 or 716, laminated glass, of course.
It's windows and doors.
Yeah, sliding glass door, entry door, horizontal roller, fixed windows. That's for that part. Big difference between the next line and the Multimax. Multimax is gonna be only able in 2 tones for the aluminum color, that is white and bronze. And also, most of the products on the Multimax line, they don't have screw covers around. That's why it's a really low budget product for multi-unit houses or small condos.
It's just meant to be a competitive product in the market. You have other manufacturers that are just want to have something to satisfy that.
Right.
Okay.
Then we have the next level is going to be the lead line, aluminum products too. It's able in all our palette of colors. So it's going to be black, silver, dark gray, white, bronze. Low is able, solar band 60, solar band 70, and most of the products on the lead is 716 glass. All of them, they have screw covers. We can do customization, shapes on the fixed window. We can have design doors on the entry as the EL300, decorative mountings, decorative grids. So it's more variety of designs and options we offer on the lead. Also, you can order it in wood grain colors.
And thicker glass, I would assume that you have higher design pressure.
Yeah, it's gonna be bigger size of opening on the lead line against from the Multimax and better design pressures.
And what separates a lead from the Prestige?
So that's our third line. Prestige is high-end. So that's our top of the line. Most of the products on the Prestige line, they are thermally broken. What it means thermally broken? That the heat or the cold weather from one or from the inside or the exterior is not gonna be transferred to the other side of the window. So in this case, let's say you are in Miami, maybe summer, really hot outside. Your aluminum, if you touch like the frame of a lid, you're gonna feel that heat being transferred to the interior. But with the Prestige, since it is a thermally broken product, it stops in the middle of the frame, of the aluminum frame. So it's not transferred to the interior, so that will give you better energy, values, and efficient on the air conditioner inside of your house.
Nice. And in regards to the Elite, what benefits are there in regards to like slimmer frames, less aluminum?
So it will really depend because on same lines we have different products. For example, on the Prestige, the fixed window is gonna be the P200 or the P252 or you can jump to a storefront as the 8000, really popular for a fixed window on a prestige house. For the lead, you have only the L150. That is 2 inches and 3/4 frame deep. Usually all the lead products, they try to keep the same frame deep so they match with all the products in the house. When you jump to a prestige, it's gonna be a bigger frame deep, but less aluminum visible on the glass.
Got it. So if somebody is standing in the kitchen, they'll have more visibility because they have less aluminum
Right.
on the actual
Yeah.
frame coming into the open
Yeah,
circle.
right.
Let's get into components, rollers, screws.
So let's finish something before
Sure.
to jump there, because another feature of the Prestige line is, well, and the lead, we have laminated and insulated laminated glass on both lines. Other feature of the Prestige is that we have 2 tones products. So you can have maybe a wood grain in the interior to match with your furniture or your decoration, and the exterior, it can be white, bronze. You can do 2 tones, maybe bronze exterior, white interior. You can do a lot of mix. So yes, what is different from us, from other manufacturers on those 3 lines? Customization. That's something like key for our clients, the customization we can do for them. So we have a slogan, I don't know if you have seen it, Imagine the Extraordinary. That's why we try to incur our dealerships, try to imagine what you want, and we are gonna do our best to build it in the way you think and you imagine to have it. And the 4th line, not to leave it apart, is gonna be the impact vinyl. So this is getting really popular, maybe not in Miami-Dade, but if you go more in the north, maybe Tampa, even more in the north, it's getting more popular every time, the vinyl. Why? Lifetime warranty on the frame. Glass for us, usually the warranty on the glass is 10 years on the interlayer materials, as deslamination, that type of things. So that's a really key, or how you call this, something that makes the difference between the aluminum and the vinyl. Because maybe if you're a GC, you don't want people calling you, I need to do maintenance on my windows, or after 15 years, they're calling like, hey, I need to paint. With the vinyl, it's not gonna happen that.
So
less maintenance, better warranty.
With the vinyl, the paint is going to last longer.
Yeah, because already the vinyl comes in the color you want. So white, bronze, black is already in that tone, the vinyl.
Vinyl
Itself.
painted vinyl.
Yeah.
And with the vinyl, you do have that 2-tone option where you can do
Yeah.
white on the outside, black on the inside.
Yeah, in that way, we are gonna use a foil. So we cover the frame. Let's say it's gonna be white in the interior and black in the exterior. So we cover one of the faces to have the 2-tone.
With a thermofoil?
Yeah, with the foil.
Okay, excellent. So let's talk to different components going through the different series. Let's compare ES to maybe some other popular manufacturers. You don't have to mention them, you can just say other manufacturers. In regards to the components, what separates you guys, in your opinion, from other manufacturers?
Well, components is hard, because if you talk about components, it's like hardware of the windows, and aftermarket you can find a bunch of them. So we keep our standards, but our really big difference between other manufacturers is gonna be, for me, if you ask me right now, it's gonna be 2 things, really important: quality and service. So why?
And customization.
And customization, yeah. So on quality, every product you receive is gonna be in perfect shape. In case you receive a bolt panel or a scratch on the aluminum part from delivery, we are gonna replace it at not cost for you. Then it comes service. So that part, you call me, hey Carlos, I received this window with a damaged frame. Then our service comes and will replace you in a time record, 10 days, 15 days, some cases in 7 days. You're gonna have already your brand new material to install it.
I won't say the manufacturer, but we did an install for another general contractor who the architect supplied the material. I have to be careful here. We installed their product. It was a giant bifold door for a restaurant, and there was a service issue that we couldn't do. We needed products, and then it was a specialty item that the manufacturer had to service it themselves. Take a guess with what the lead time was on that service call.
A month?
I want to say it was something like 16 weeks or something like that.
No way.
Which is pretty much the amount of time it takes to fabricate
Yeah.
in the middle of hurricane season. So, I mean, I always say, for homeowners, it's not only about the company that you use, it's about the manufacturer. You have to have service on both sides. You can have a great window installer, but then a manufacturer with bad service, and you're not going to get your things replaced or repaired in time.
Right.
So you can have a good manufacturer with a bad installer that will end up giving you long lead times in service. It's important for us, and a lot of homeowners don't really understand that. At the end of the day, it's that relationship between manufacturer, distributor, is what's going to deliver a great experience for the homeowner down the road if anything were to happen. Because I mean, I'm sure with you guys.
So jumping there about that part, other thing that maybe some homeowners don't know is that we have our service crews in Miami. So if we receive a really strange or difficult situation for our dealerships, we send our service team to check the material, check installation. Sometimes it's not just the material that arrived wrong, it's that the installation was wrong. So we send those people to check everything, the installers from our clients, so they do a proper way for our products.
We had a big order that we did in Tampa that we had an issue with one of the products, and you guys serviced it right away. One of your service techs came in. It actually was an installer error that we made a mistake on that was causing the problem, but your guy was able to come out quickly, identify it quickly, tell us what we needed to buy. You guys shipped that quickly. We were able to get it done very quick, and the municipality we were working for was very satisfied that they had an issue arise. They had a response and a solution and execution in a very reasonable amount of time. So,
Yeah.
Once again, that relationship is huge. You want to talk about anything else?
It's not important, but something that maybe not all the homeowners or clients know is that after your products are installed, you can request a formal warranty for the company. So in that way, maybe, let's say you installed your house with Bigfoot, and after a couple years, maybe you don't have the contact of Bigfoot and you have a warranty request. With that document, you can talk directly with the manufacturer, and we are gonna direct you for other dealerships who can manage.
We'll service them, man.
Yeah, or we can send just directly our crew and have the problem solved.
That's very interesting. That just comes to show ES's ingenuity. If you actually look online at different manufacturers, negative reviews and ratings, it's usually because you have a homeowner who can't get in contact with an old contractor who reaches out directly to the manufacturer, and the manufacturer says, hey, we don't deal directly with the public. You have to go back to this guy who's not answering the phone. So it doesn't create a solution. So therefore, you have a homeowner that writes a bad review. So that's very interesting and smart of you guys to do that. And
we know that the clients, in this case, you can say that our clients are the dealerships, but our clients are the homeowners too. So we understand that the clients is the most important product or thing in our business. So happiness is the greatest award for us. It's our target always to have our clients happy and deliver the best product possible in the market. So if you start comparing from the last years to now, you can say that ES Windows is in a really good position in the Florida market against other manufacturers. And I can tell you with my eyes closed that if I am gonna buy a house and install Windows, I'm going with ES. I know I have the trust of the product. I know the engineering that is behind that product. And I know if a hurricane hits and something gets damaged, I know they are gonna respond my email or my call as soon as possible. So that is a trust that homeowners are gonna have buying our products. You are gonna feel safe.
So obviously we're sitting here in Barranquilla, Colombia.
Yeah.
Where the windows and doors are being made. They're shipped over to one of the ports. What ports do you typically ship
Port
to?
of Miami, yeah.
Everything always goes to the
Port of Miami, yeah.
At least in the Florida.
On the Florida market, yeah. We have different ports. Maybe if your material is going to New York, it's gonna arrive to the port of New York. So it will really depend. But our principal port is gonna be Miami.
So the products come from here, they come to the port. Where do they go from there?
So it will really depend. We have two types of deliveries. We can deliver the material directly to the house on the construction side, or if the dealership has own warehouse and they are not going to install the product now, they can receive it in their warehouse to keep it there until they have the final installation.
I think some people get concerned when they hear that their windows are being made in a different
in another country, lead times. I understand that part, and we are really focused on keeping our lead times. So currently our lead times are between the 40 to 60 days. It will depend how big is the order. If you're gonna order prestige products, usually it's gonna be 50. If it's a lead Multimax, 40 to 50 arriving to port. That never change. We keep it always in that way. People think that because it's been in manufacturing in another country, the quality is gonna be less, but we met all the standards that the United States apply for this type of products. More in the Florida, because as you know, we have the NOA, we have the FBC, we need to meet those certifications because it's hurricane zone. So lead times is not a problem for us, and even if something arrives wrong or with an error from manufacturer, you're not gonna wait the 40 days. You're gonna have it in 7, 10, 15 days, depending what parts or components you will need. So it's a really quick process for us. And as you can see, and you already record all our company, it's a really big company. We do in-house the aluminum, we do in-house the glass, the assembly is here, everything is here. And we have office and a warehouse in Miami where clients can buy maybe components, handles, hinges, rollers. So that quick parts, we have it directly in Miami. For everything that is manufactured is here from Colombia.
Is there anything else that you feel like homeowners don't know or don't understand or potentially are concerned about working with another company in another country?
Well, usually is that people they don't really know about manufacturers of windows and doors. So when you go and compare manufacturers, you're gonna have the manufacturer that is built in the United States, is homemade, everything is there. But when you're gonna ask for lead times, how much is gonna be? 40, 50, sometimes 60 days. For us, it's gonna be the same. And the quality is gonna be, I don't want to say is gonna be higher, but our awards says that. So I'm pretty sure about the quality of ES against other manufacturers. People don't know that because when you are trying to build a new house, what you see is architect plans.
Right.
You are not touching the product. That's why we have focused on opening different showrooms in all Florida and United States. So on Florida, we have 3 showrooms, Miami, Bonita Springs, another more in Fort Myers. And then if you go outside Florida, we have New York, in Soho Street, we have a showroom there. We have North Carolina, we have Texas, we have California, and we have Hawaii.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. That's
Well, it's building right now. So it's gonna be open maybe in January, February of next year.
Congratulations.
So let me ask you something. You are a client from ES. What are your thoughts? Like, how have been your experience working with ES?
I would say our experience with ES, as I gave you the example earlier, where we had a service issue, which that product quality is huge. Product cleanliness, you would never think that we would receive a product that's not clean, like physically dirty, but that was the case with one of our manufacturers. And really service in regards to service to our clients, and then also service to us.
Yeah.
So we talked about service to us, in regards like we need a solution for this application. We need a 12-foot door that's X wide. Going to the service to the client is huge for me, for my company, because at the end of the day, customer experience is everything. Customer experience is what's going to get you a 5-star review. Customer experience is what's going to get you referrals, friends, family, etc., and really help you build that reputation. So we can be the best company, but we've dealt in the past with a manufacturer that we no longer work with that had bad service, that no matter how hard we pushed and tried to deliver,
That will affect you at the end.
just have no control over that, which that's never a good place to be. So having that relationship is super important. The cleanliness of the product, once again, it's not a deal breaker, but imagine if you install impact windows in a whole home and it's a smaller house, you're going to spend $15,000, more or less, minimum. Imagine somebody that's working hard for their money, has to write a big check for themselves to pay for new windows and doors. You deliver this. What I told to the manufacturer is, imagine if I bought a car, delivered it to my house, and the car was dirty and had footprints and scratches and all these kinds of things. And I think that same framework should be towards the windows. If somebody's buying $15,000 plus in products, up to, I guess the sky's the limit, they should have a clean product to where we would have to get the Mr. Clean sponges and probably spend about 20 minutes per side of the window.
So everything at the end is experience.
Absolutely.
For me, ES Windows is experience. From the moment you are in the quoting, checking what type of products you are gonna want for your house, until the product is delivered and installed in your house, everything is an experience.
It's an absolute game changer, like having quality all around.
And the representation and everything, if you need someone go to the house and speak with the final client and everything, you have that support for us.
You know what's funny is some homeowners end up in bad situations. Like, I won't say another manufacturer, but a very low quality product. This homeowner was sold this product, and we see this a lot, where a homeowner buys a product but they don't have somebody to install it. My first question is, who did the measurements? Because 9 times out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, the measurements are off. So you either have to order new windows or modify the structure. Modifying the structure is probably more expensive than new windows, but people don't want to wait. It's a very complicated situation to be in. However, in this one specific one, all the measurements were off, and we told them, hey, we're so sorry you're going through this. The measurements are off. Would you consider buying new windows? Because even if we do get these installed, they're just very low quality. We've seen what the service looks like. We've seen what the quality looks like. I remember seeing one, it was a brand new window, and it had the hinge latches. It was a single hung window. I could literally grab the bottom sash and just pull hard, and I would pop the latch. I mean, new windows that are sold
No
for
way.
strength and security.
Yeah. And hurricane protection.
Yeah, I mean, it's a byproduct. The impact windows, doors, you get some prevention for home invasions or burglaries.
Yeah.
You just stuck a screwdriver in one like this, you pop the window open. We recommended that they change the windows. They didn't. They had service issues to where we told them, like, hey, we will not be able to fulfill service issues. We don't want to. It's just a bad company. And the reviews really showed it. I mean, and if anybody were to go on the Google page, they would see that they're not going to deliver a good experience.
Other thing that I can tell you is, you as a client from ES, you have a bunch of tools offered from us. From shop drawings, complete shop drawings with elevations, installation details, to helping on estimating big project, maybe a custom house or a small building or even high-rise with curtain wall. We have team that will help you with estimating, team that will help you with the service, team that will help you with the price, product knowledge, drawings, deliveries. You have everything in-house. So you don't need to search for other companies to help you to make this sell, because you already have everything here in-house.
I like that.
So that's a really big difference from other manufacturers.
So the components, anything on the components, any key differences like stainless steel versus plastic rollers?
So it will really depend. Our rollers, all the wheels are plastic to avoid scratches on the threshold or the seal.
Because you also have painted surfaces.
Clear anodized thresholds or painted as the same as the system. So we're trying to offer the best of the best. So our components, they are the best. Some of them, they come from Europe. So it's really a mix of good quality products to have a final perfect product.
That's one thing that I really liked about you guys from the tour. I had heard, but I had to see it in person to really understand the whole process. Was just the amount of quality control, and I've said it a couple times with Alejandro and Carlos that I just talked to, but just knowing and seeing from the aluminum itself or the alloy itself to the paint, to the glass, to the coatings, just every step of the way until the final product. Even with all the quality control, you can still deliver. When something's being moved, it gets scratched. Also having a good relationship to where there's no question. Things are just taken care of because ultimately ES is big picture oriented and they want a great reputation.
Client satisfaction, yeah.
Awesome. All right, Carlos.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey.